Hey everybody, Gabe Suarez here from Suarez International and Suarez Tactics. Okay, today I want to take a few minutes and talk about the platform that we've been working with for the last, well, I don't know, a couple of months now, the CZ-75. Okay. Now, you know, I've been doing Glocks, my gosh, for the last 20 years, more maybe. And everybody's, oh my gosh, Gabe, what are you doing? We're getting rid of Glocks. Nobody's getting rid of anything, okay? You can have as many guns as you want, and if you're an American and you have resources, there's absolutely no reason why you should only have one pistol. By God, have, a dozen, have 20. And, it doesn't really matter if they're different kinds, okay? You give me a Beretta 92, I can do just fine with it. You give me an HK, I'll do just fine with it. A Glock or a CZ. Even a 1911, and I'll do just fine with it. Okay, so don't limit yourself. That whole idea of beware the man with one gun. You know why you want to beware the man with one gun? Because he's going to ask you for money because the son of a bitch is broke. Okay, no, you can be well skilled on a number of different platforms, and your skill sets transfer right across the board. Okay, so now, why the CZ? All right, the first thing, and again, I'm listening to my students, and I am not one of those instructors that thinks he knows everything and everybody needs to his way or the highway kind of thing. All right, I listen to what they tell me, and then I study the idea, and then if it has no merit, then I kindly tell them, you know what, you need to overthink this. Okay, they have concerns of using a striker-fired weapon with a tuned trigger under certain circumstances. Okay, talked about those in the last video, and you know what? I don't think it's as much of a problem as some people make it out to be. However, they have a point. Okay, so what are the advantages of the CZ-75 and in particular, and all DA/SA weapons in general? Well, the first one, it's safer to use under conditions of physical, mental duress. Okay, you're not at your best. You're tired. Maybe you just woke up from a sound sleep. You heard somebody kicking down your door, and you have this pistol right next to you by the bed. Okay, I don't know about you, but it takes me a little while to wake up. Okay, I will wake up shortly, but it's those first few seconds of transition between deep REM and now I'm going to go fight. Okay, and I know a couple of cases where, in this case it was an M&P, and it was an M&P and some other striker-fired weapon. I don't recall exactly. The person asleep, somebody's coming in to get them. They grab that pistol. They're still in dreamland, and they touch one off into the floor right by the bed. Okay, not the most tactically advantageous thing to do. But anyway, so that happened. That's true. Okay, so under those conditions, you have a double action trigger that's a little bit longer, a little bit heavier in the beginning. It's not an onerous weight or an onerous length, but it's a little bit of a safety margin. Okay, when you're not at your best, when you're injured, maybe you're coming into the fight, somebody just hits you on the head, and now you're like in that staggered stage where you're not really unconscious, but you have to fight your way back from that head injury and so on. Under those circumstances, a longer, slightly heavier trigger is going to be advantageous to you. It's going to be safer, especially coming out of the holster or going back or whatever. Second advantage, or additional advantage, I should say, holsterless carry. And by holsterless carry, I mean it could be in your belt without a holster. It could be in your bag in a side pocket without a holster. It could be in the armrest or the door compartment of your car without a holster. The only way that you can do that safely with a Glock is if you have an empty chamber. However, with a double action pistol like this, with a longer, slightly heavier trigger, you can take this pistol, load it as it is, set it down on a nightstand, stick it in a bag, whatever, and you don't have the concerns of something getting into that trigger guard and touching off a shot. Okay, it's easier for appendix carry. I see guys that even though they've been doing appendix carry for a very, very long time with Glocks and 1911s and things like that, you can still see it. When they go back to holster, they are very, very circumspect. It's not a bad thing, but in those times when you're not at your best, it could be a precarious problem, okay? Again, with these, you train yourself, you decock, and then as you holster, thumb on the hammer, and you have a tactile reminder that your weapon's in the proper condition, okay? All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about the manual of arms and so on with these weapons, so stay tuned.